Hey, Draymond, slightly to your right, Phil Barber, Santa Rosa Press, Democrat. A couple questions. When you got your fourth foul, it looked like you really didn't want to come out. I just wanted to see if that was the case. And then the other question is, I think you played the last 7.5 minutes with 5. How do you play with intensity in that situation without picking up that number 6?
Um, I mean, I don't think anyone ever wants to come out when you pick up a foul that may take you out the game, especially in a situation like this where, we're on our home court fighting, try to go to Portland with a 2-0 lead. And, when I picked up my fifth, I mean, if I'm just play, if I'm going to be out there and play timid, then I may as well go sit on the bench, When you're out there on the floor, you got to give all that you got. And, I play aggressive on the defensive side of the ball, so I can't take that away because everyone on our team is used to me playing aggressive on that side. So if I stop that, they don't know what to do because they're used to me playing a certain way. So I just got to play and just try not to reach. If I just move my feet and don't reach, live with the results.
Front row center.
Hey, Draymond, Mark Medina, Bay Area News Group. With Steph and Clay doing this so often together, what sort of leadership qualities did you see them showing tonight, especially with KD being out?
I mean, I think their leadership was huge. Everything was going against us. And, like I said, I was in foul trouble, and, they just kept going. They continued to fight. And, it was when we needed the most. We was down 17 points there in the third quarter, and we could have folded. But those guys continued to will us on both sides of the ball, and got us back in the game. And everybody who touched the floor, whether it was from the bench, whether it was starters, everybody was playing hard. And those two guys continued to will us, and we finally gained some traction and was able to turn the game around.
Front row right hand side.
Kahari Jones, Quincy Sports. Draymond, you have an opportunity to play for your fourth championship. What do you make of this great time in your career?
I mean, it's special, to be able to play for a fourth championship in 5 years, to be able to possibly three-peat. It's a special time and one that, you really try to relish. We know that, these runs don't last forever. And obviously there are so many questions and things that can possibly happen with this team this summer. So you want to try to take advantage of this opportunity and make the most of it and, deal with the things that come after whenever those things arrive. But right now we're focused on the task at hand and try to do something that hasn't been done in a long time.
Second row center.
Many times.
Second row center.
Draymond, Janie McCauley from Associated Press. The possession where the pretty bounce pass through the paint for the dunk by Iggy, and then the following one to hit Looney. How much were you just reading the defense and seeing the floor in those possessions?
I almost threw the one to Dre too soon because I knew with Steph flying off like that, both defenders were going to go with him and he was going to be wide open. As a passer, that's like heaven. You got Steph coming from all the way from the other side of the floor and flying off. And no Dre's about to slip to the rim with nobody there. Like, I almost got ahead of myself. But, just really reading and reacting. And then the one to Loon, the big step up, the lob is there. And so, just trying to take what the defense give me. They were really committing to the Steph, which means we got a 4-on-3 on the backside. And then they're keeping the guy on Clay's body. So at that point now it's 3-on-2 on the backside. And just try to take whatever's there and make the right read.
Second row right hand side.
Draymond, Mark Schwartz, ESPN. How aware are you of the dynamic and the back and forth of Steph and Seth Curry going at war in this series, especially the way it turned out tonight with Seth stealing the ball from him, hitting the big shot? And what do you think that's like for his parents up there in the crowd wearing their jerseys backwards?
I think as a parent, like, what more can you ask for? Especially, Sonya's amazing and I love her. But Dale, as a father who's played in the NBA, like, that's a completely different thing. And then obviously we all know a mother's love is like no other. So, you see the video on TV, Seth hitting the three and Dale standing there like this, just smiling, and Sonya's going crazy. Like, I can only imagine what that feels like. And then them too, who's, they've grown up in the backyard playing against each other their whole life, whether it's video games, was in the backyard playing one-on-one, whatever that is. They've, as a brother, I got a big brother. You compete your entire life. And to be on this stage, it don't get much better than this. Me on the outside looking in, I really don't give a damn. I hope Seth miss every shot and get destroyed by Steph. So, yeah, he had too good of a game tonight for my liking, but he was definitely amazing.
Fourth row, right-hand side.
Draymond, Nick Friedel, ESPN. We got the update on Kevin before the game. Obviously, you guys are a better team with him. I know you'd love to have him back. But at this point, are you guys mentally preparing as if he's not going to be back in this series?
I think you have to as a player. We can't sit and look over our shoulder and say, hey, man, when's K going to be back? We just got to play. With whatever we got to play and give him an opportunity to get back. And I think that's what really falls on our shoulders. Obviously, like you said, we're a much better team with him on the floor, and that's on both sides of the ball. But right now, we're a very confident group, and, we got everybody stepping up and giving great minutes, and that's what it's all about. Hopefully he's back sooner than later, but, as a guy who's, in the war, in the battle every night, we can't sit and look over our shoulder and wonder when he or DeMarcus is coming back. We got to assume that they're never come this year. They're never coming back. I know something will be made of that. We got to assume that they're not coming back and just play with what we got. And obviously we're hoping that they do, but while they're not out there, we just got to play.
Standing up, left-hand side.
Dre, Jason Dumas, Crown Force Sports. You guys are down 8 late in the game, and it almost feels like at that point they're playing not to mess up, and you guys are out there playing freely and confident still despite the situation. Is that just confidence that develops over time, being in these type of situations year after year after year and being at the top?
I don't know if they were necessarily playing not to mess up. I mean, they missed a few shots that they normally make. You had CJ who had a couple great looks and they didn't fall. But, we've been here before, and when you're on a run like we're currently in, you've seen everything. And so we're down 8 points with, 4 minutes to go or whatever it was, just got to keep going because we know we can erase 8 points in a minute. And so always understanding that and having confidence in that is key, but at the same time, understanding what it takes and what needs to be done in order to do that is just as important, if not more important. And so I think, our experience and really, really paid off for us tonight, and just having a bunch of guys that's never going to quit.
Fifth row, right in the middle.
Colin Ward-Henninger, CBSSports.com. When other coaches, opponents are talking about your playmaking ability, they talk about your intelligence and your instincts. You touched a little bit on the instincts, seeing the defense step up and knowing what to do. But what about the intelligence part? Are you taking notes during the game on how the defense is playing you and knowing that next time this guy's going to do this and I'm going to make this play?
I think so. One thing Coach told me during the game, he said, Draymond, they're taking the lob away. You may just be able to get all the way to the basket. And so I think once I started coming out with the mindset of attacking and looking like I was going to attack, then at that point you really forced the defender to make a decision. Early on in the game, I was kind of coming out of the pick and roll and looking for the lob the entire time, telegraphing it. And so, being a playmaker is something I take pride in. It's something I love to do. I love to make a play for someone else more than I even like shooting the ball. And I've been that way my whole life. Just thankful that they guarded whatever the way they did tonight and it was able to work for us.
2 last questions. First one, standing up, left-hand side.
Logan Murdoch, NBC Sports Bay Area. Jordan had another good game. I think it's like his 3rd straight good game in the playoffs. How have you seen him evolve over this season?
I think he's evolved mostly mentally. Obviously, he's shooting the ball better. He's more confident in his little 10 to 14-foot range. He's shooting free throws better. He's gotten more intelligent. I think all those things are great, but more important than all of that, his mental, his professionalism. I think that's where he's grown the most, and I think right now that's paying off for him the most. It's not like he's out there taking 7 mid-range jump shots. He's just playing hard, and so it's the professionalism. It's the staying ready, being in the gym nonstop, even when you're not playing for 10 games straight, staying in the gym, being there early, and getting his work in. That's what's paying off for him now. And as a vet on this team, you see those things, and you know this guy been in the gym or he haven't, and when his number get called, he's either going to be ready or he's not. Have confidence in Jordan because we've seen him stay in the gym no matter how it was going all year long.